this is my project. See, I thought this would be cool, but it actually came out really, really bad. But I thought it'd be funny for you to see how much I messed up. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a look inside a broken computer that I pretty much took apart. And we're going to compare this computer to a cell and the insides of the computer to the cell's organelles. Wow. Look at all this fun, neat stuff in here. Little fan, all these things. This is great. This is lots of fun. Now, first of all, the outer shell, the plastic casing of the computer, is going to represent the cellular membrane, quite simply because the plastic casing covers the computer, keeps everything inside the computer, and protects it from outside damage, as does the cellular membrane of a cell. The first organelle we are going to talk about is the nucleus. Now, the nucleus of the computer is right into this little fan thingy right here. You're going to see a gray square. Now, this gray square is called the CPU, or the Central Processing Unit of the computer. The reason I chose the CPU to represent the nucleus is quite simply because the CPU is the brain of the computer, as is the nucleus the brain of the cell. The CPU allows all the processes in the computer to happen. The nucleus of a cell is selectively permeable and only allows certain things in and out. The CPU of a computer does something sort of similar. It only allows processes to happen that it can handle. If a CPU is not strong enough, certain processes in the computer will not be able to happen. So there you have it. This is the nucleus of our computer, the Central Processing Unit. I had a bit of a difficult time getting the CPU back in, and that weird stuff on it got stuck all over my fingers. Alright, now that I got it back in, we can move on to our next organelle. Yay! Our next organelle is going to be the endoplasmic reticulum, or the ER. What I chose to represent the ER were the wires inside of the computer. The reason being is because the wires inside the computer transmit information to other parts of the computer. Now, what the endoplasmic reticulum does is it transports items across the cell. So this seemed like a very valid comparison to make. Our next organelle is going to be the Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus of a cell is essentially the packaging unit, and packages items in the cell to be shipped around by the endoplasmic reticulum. What I chose to represent the Golgi apparatus were the USB ports, because when you plug things into these, you store them to your computer in folders and essentially package them to keep in your computer. The next organelle we are going to address is going to be the mitochondria. The mitochondria of a cell produces ATP, which is the main energy source of a cell, and allows the cell to function properly. The main energy source of a computer is this little box right here. This is the power source of the computer. When you plug it in to an electrical unit in the wall, it provides the computer with electricity and allows you to turn it on and use it, and allows the computer to function. The next organelle we are going to address is chromosomes. What I chose to represent chromosomes is the hard drive of the computer. The hard drive of the computer stores a lot of the information the computer uses. The chromosomes of a cell store DNA, which is the genetic information of the cell. Yes, that is a purple Kool-Aid Man, but that is besides the point. We're going to move on to our next organelle, and I couldn't think of anything inside of the computer to actually represent this organelle. Our next organelle is lysosomes, and what I chose to represent this is that thing right there. That is the recycling bin. What the recycling bin is going to do for the computer, it is going to rid the computer of unwanted items. And what lysosomes do for a cell is they have enzymes which digest unwanted items in the cell and get rid of them. The next organelle we are going to talk about are ribosomes. What I chose to represent these are the pixels of the computer. The pixels of a computer are generated by the CPU, which appear on the monitor. Now, ribosomes are generated by the nucleus, which synthesizes proteins. As we said in the beginning of the video, the CPU is the nucleus of the computer. And what the pixels do is they synthesize, essentially, the picture on your monitor, allowing you to view everything you do on the computer. Right on the screen. Look at that. Pixels. The final organelle we are going to talk about are peroxisomes. Peroxisomes are powerful enzymes that are important for detoxifying and neutralizing many harmful substances in a cell. What I chose to represent peroxisomes in the computer is antivirus software. What antivirus software does is finds harmful things in the computer and stops them before they can cause too much damage, and essentially neutralizes the problem on the computer. Now, much like peroxisomes, the antivirus software won't fully remove the threat on the computer, but if addressed fast enough, it will neutralize the problem. Well, there you have it. That was a desktop computer compared to a cell. This is the end of my project.